What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today you join me on a lovely Sunday with another viewer's car. This is Sander's Porsche 944 Turbo from 1986. So it's the first version of the 944 Turbo, introduced in 1985, and it is just an 80s icon, a legend. And well, today I'm going to review it. It is not stock, well, far from it. It has been heavily tuned. So today I'm going to show you around it. We'll take a look at all the cool details on the car and the engine with all the parts. And then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for the Autobahn blast. So the 944 was introduced in 1982 and ran to 1991. And it was the entry-level Porsche, sort of a very heavily facelifted 924 with the engine in the front, a 4-cylinder 2.5 liter turbocharged, in this case with 220 horsepower stock. It is a super cool car. I love the design. I love that front end with the pop-up headlights. I do think it looks better with the headlights down, but I think it's just such a cool, handsome 80s vibe car. And of course also transaxle manual gearbox, near perfect weight distribution, super awesome seating position. It is like a proper driver's car, this, and well, I absolutely love them. Up to 250 horsepower with the Turbo S that came later, and that became the regular turbo later on as well with the increased power. S2s, different versions. If you want to learn more, go check it out. If I go in depth into the 944, this video will be too long because we have a lot to talk about modifications wise. So let's start with that. I'll do a couple like headlines here and there, and we'll cover the modifications. So let's start at the front. You've got a nice intake here in the bumper, which looks super cool. Regular daytime running lights and then pop-up headlights. And over here we're starting with the modifications. So this is a 911 conversion with the 17-inch Fuchs wheels. As standard, it came on 16s. Around that we've got Michelin tires. These are Pilot Sports 225s at the front. We've got Porsche 928 GTS brakes behind that, so you can see the ventilated discs. They're bigger, of course, than the stock brakes. We've got 968 suspension parts. It's got a custom AST suspension setup, but you've got like the control arms and stuff like that from a 968. It's got stiffer stabilizers. You've got a side skirt, which Sander wasn't sure if that was an option or if it's like aftermarket, but it was already on there when he bought the car. And then at the rear we've got Michelin's 255 wide. The track is wider as well. Also wider tires than stock, of course, to put the power down, because it's got a lot more power than stock. Super cool rear bumper with this like extender that runs all the way to the side, which is nice. Turbo badge. We've got this 968 Turbo clone spoiler, which is adjustable. As you can see, you can adjust the angle. Super cool, looks really good on the car. 3-inch custom exhaust front to rear, so like 3-inch downpipe and then all the way to the rear. 3-inch exhaust with a little silencer over here as well. Gearbox is over there, as you can see, so transaxle, of course. And then it's got a limited slip diff as well. The gearbox from a 968 as well, and the 5th and 6th gear. Are from a diesel, so you've got a different ratio and a proper top speed. Ooh, that's quite hot. There we go. So let's cover the modifications. I'm going to do the headlines because it is too much to mention, but I will share like the journey that Sander has gone through. He bought the car 18 years ago as a standard 944 Turbo. He then did a passenger ride with a friend's 996 GT3, I think it was, which had like proper suspension and it was like weight and it had like a really good setup. So he thought, okay, let's do that on the 944 as well. So that's how he started. And then it's like with so many of these big tuning projects, it's like a rabbit hole, right? So you go in it and then you just keep going, and it just gets crazier and crazier over 18 years. This is the 4th engine in those 18 years. This one has been in here since 2018, so it's doing well. It's still a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbo, but it's got a way bigger turbo, hybrid turbo. So a short list of the engine modifications. A lot has been custom built, but we've got forged pistons, forged connecting rods and rod bearings, Carter ventilation from a 968, like custom made. The cylinder head has been modified. We've got water methanol injection, bigger injectors, a bigger radiator and oil cooler. We've got a high pressure fuel pump, of course, a catch can from a Corvette, forced brake cooling from a 968 as well. It's got the wastegate from a 911 turbo that has been modified to fit this engine. Different valves. It's got the turbo pressure regulator from a Toyota Supra. I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. I'll put the entire list I've got in the description, but I think there's even more than that. It is crazy. And with a lot of these builds, you see that, you know, there are like creative solutions to get like parts from a Supra or a Corvette, or, you know, things that will fit or have to be slightly modified to fit, because it's not there and everything has to be made. And I think that is super cool. So power wise, we've got 3 maps. 250 horsepower is like the MOT map, so to get everything checked. Then the second map is 430 horsepower, and that's the one that Sander uses most of the time, like as a daily or whatever, with water methanol injection. And then the map 3 is the one we're driving, 508 horsepower, 628 newton meters of torque on the rear wheels, through manual 6-speed gearbox with a short shifter and a fortified clutch with a copper clutch plate. It's like super serious. 968 cup mirrors as well. It is so good. It's so awesome. There's so much on this car. Let's get in and I'll show you some more cool stuff, like the short shifter, super nice. And we've got some cool gauges over there, boost and oil temp. We've got super nice seats with like a headrest integrated, little sunroof as well. And then of course, old school 80s steering wheel. And as I said, a great driving position. I am 1 meter 97 centimeters. I am quite tall. I don't think I've ever had such a good driving position in such an old car. I mean, old 911s are also really good, but in this one you sort of lay down in it and then you have your arm in a 90-degree angle sort of towards the shifter. It is just absolutely perfect. Heel and towing, super easy. Yeah, it is awesome. Beautiful dials as well, nice and simple. And then let's start it up. It is a very raw driving experience, as you will see. Water methanol injection, got a little light over there. We are in map 3, so the most powerful one, 508 horsepower. Little back seat even as well. It's been restored in 2018, so it is actually in pretty good condition for such an old car. You don't really see a lot of these 944s anymore. So it's very cool to see this one in such a great condition. You can hear the turbo, of course. Let's do the tunnel. We have to warm it up slightly. Yeah. Big blow off. So cool. I love these old, like, big turbo builds. The E30 we did recently had the same vibe as this. It's that, yeah, the smell, the vibrations. It is all amazing. And so it is also like an old school turbo car. Like, you need to keep the revs up. Still not hot enough, so I'll just do a little bit of a sound here in the tunnel. But it needs some time to build up. So at 4,000 RPM it really starts, and then it goes to 6, and then you have to shift. So it's like relatively short power band, but that does make it quite fun. All right, let's get the windows closed. Oil temp is getting up there. I mean, I was only stationary for like 15 minutes, but also handling wise, it is quite nice because there's still a little bit of roll. I quite like that because then you sort of have a better feel to where the limit is. So nice. Yeah, we're up to temp. It's so good. I love old cars so much. The connection, and I mean the smell in here, I wish you guys could smell it. It is so perfect. It's a combination between like old leather, gas, oil. It is absolutely perfect. So we're going to hit the Autobahn. I don't know, it is Sunday, and that means that traffic is extra well, difficult, let's say. So we have to keep our eyes open, but we'll see. So I think, you know, the driving experience is so dominated by the turbo lag, basically, that you really need to drive around that. But once you do, so here we go, onto the Autobahn, third gear, full throttle. Once you drive sort of to meet the requirements of the car, it's so cool. It's actually not bad. Look at it go. It is running slightly hot, so I'm going to let off throttle and let it cool down a bit. We did, I think, like 10 seconds, 100 to 200, which is not as fast as I was expecting, since this car is only 1315 kilos with 500 plus horsepower. But I think it really generates that 500 horsepower, 508. It does generate them, but for a very, very short period of time, of course, because, you know, the power band, it's so narrow. So I think that's why I was expecting it to be quicker. But I will say, I mean, 10 seconds is more than fast enough for such an old, light car. And also the driving experience, it gives you the idea that it's much faster, and I love that. It is such an involving and exciting driving experience, and I think that is 100% more important than the actual time. The fact that, you know, you have to wait for the turbo to spool up, and then it just delivers everything sort of in one go, and then you shift and you have the power again. You know, it just means that you have to keep those revs up, which I think is awesome. And I mean, I don't know how ambitious like the speedo is, but I think we almost hit 300 on the speedo there. So I have to wait to see like the Autobahn POV with the race box to see the actual GPS speed, but so cool. It also sounds super nice. It's not like rattly at all. I thought for 4-cylinder, I mean, it's a 2.5 liter, but I thought it was going to feel a little bit more rattly and I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. It is actually very, very good. So we're yeah, creeping up to 90 degrees again. What an amazing car. It's so cool that, you know, it's this rabbit hole of tuning is so, I don't know, it's fun to see someone's journey over 18 years to go from a stock 944 turbo to, you know, changing the suspension and then something more, you do a little bit of a power upgrade, maybe something breaks, you know, you have to upgrade it, and then that's how it all starts and keeps going, and then you end up with something that is so unique and so fitting of its owner. You know, this is what Sander wants his 944 turbo to be, and I think that is just such a cool thing, and that's what I love about doing this. That's why I love driving you guys' cars. So if you have a cool car you want us to feature on our channel, make sure you send us a message on Instagram or send us an email, and maybe your car will be next. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. Check out this video, this playlist, or and we'll see you at the next one. Bye.